Welcome, one and all, to the first SPACErview. SPACErview. I'm so professional. Today, we're actually going to be interviewing someone that I'm really interested to hear what they have to say. Today, we're going to be interviewing Exclamations, which is the creator of Level Up, which is a very controversial show in the object show community at the moment, and it's something that I really want to talk to them about to hear their half of the story. So, let's give them a call. Hello?
Hello.
Hello! I can hear you.
Yay. Cool.
Yay! How are you doing?
Very busy and very tired.
Ah.
College has been kicking my ass, so I've been trying to do that and, balance other things as well. So it's life.
Oh yeah. Life can throw shit at you like that. You're just gonna be. Some days you're completely free, and then other days there's such thing as college. I know what that was like when I was going through it. But anyway, it's great to be able to talk to you.
I know. Yeah, I've seen some of your reaction videos, so I am familiar with you at least. But yeah, it's nice for us to actually be able to have a actual one-on-one with each other. So for sure.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to actually be able to talk to you. You're my first interviewee on SPACErviews, which is like an actual good interview show, but the host is like an incompetent moron. So I have no idea what I'm doing 90% of the time, and plus this is going to be a very informal interview, so it isn't going to be very scripted or anything.
Cool. I'm a very informal person, so it should work out.
That's my entire life, so it works out for both of us.
Perfect.
But yeah, well, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was Level Up. Now I did make a reaction video to the show, and overall I thought it was very good in the sense of the animation and just overall the challenge that they were doing, and it's a good show overall. But I've heard that a lot of people, even myself, have made these jokes where people have started talking about your characters like Gummy Bear or Dolly and connecting it to like a fetish, if that makes sense.
Yes, that does make sense. Well, it makes sense for what you said, but yes, that is definitely true. People are definitely using the word fetish very lightly, in my opinion. To me, that's a very strong word to use. I feel like other words could fit that narrative, but fetish had to be the one, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when people say that, I just look at it as, that's just what they see in it, apparently. I do not see that personally. I don't. I wasn't even the one that designed Gummy Bear. That was Liv, and I helped her with the characters I helped her with the characterization of the character. She made the design. But as for those type of comments, jokes, I can understand the jokes. I mean, they're meant to be funny, hilarious, and haha, just kidding. Whereas the actual comments, I did make a live stream on it to go more in depth about it. Very shaky and unstable, but I tried to respond to some of those things to try and calm some of the waters a bit.
Yeah.
But my overall response to that is just whatever, if that's what you see in the character, that's what you see. I don't see it, and there's plenty of other people out there that do enjoy them for who they are and whatever they are. And yes, they look a little different. Yes, they look a little not object show but I'm a very different person. If you really met me, I'm a really different person. And so I come from a mind of creativity and trying to think outside the box a little bit. And when I make characters like these, like, hell, even Lava, like, I wanted to do something different, something cool, something extraordinary.
Yeah.
I ran out of big words, but overall, I really feel like people take it to the next level when they mention the word fetish, because for one, I don't think they really know what that means. And two, I feel like it's used very lightly, like I said, and something like that can also be used against the creator in saying that I have these type of mental motives and I have these type of obsessions, which, by the way, even if I did, I don't. It's gross. But,
Okay.
no, I've seen some of their art. It's gross. But if I did, like, I wouldn't put it in an object show. Like, I'm not that kind of person. But I really do feel like that word is being used very lightly for how heavy of a word it is. And like I said, if it's also can be something that can be very easily mistaken towards my own personal character. And that was my main concern. Like, I don't care what you think about the characters. Everyone has their own opinions. Everybody has their own theories. But when it comes to me personally, I am not that kind of person. I'm very upfront and honest with you, and I will definitely give it to you how it is. Sorry.
I'll take your
And just when people say that, it, like, to me, it feels like they're trying to attack my sense of character. And granted, the show's only just started. It's only one fucking episode. And, it's just, I want to make it very clear that that's not the kind of person I am. I don't want to strive to be that person. I don't want to be that person. And I never will be that person. I will do anything I can to make sure that my personal integrity comes first and will not be harmed or anything or altered by anything. I want to be a good person because there's a lot of shit going around in the OSC, a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
Worse on mine. And I look at those people and then I look back at myself and I do more self-reflecting. Because if there's something I do a lot is self-reflection and trying to better myself as a person on a day-by-day basis. And so it's stuff like this that's like people view me as a bad person or view me as a creepy person or whatever. And it hurts a little bit. And don't get me wrong, the pain's gotten numb over time, but that's how I looked at it as. And so that's the main reason why I wanted to make my live stream for that particular reason. Because I really wanted to try and like have the creator themselves talk about these issues and confirm that what they're saying is a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my main overall answer to that.
I definitely, whenever I watched the show at first, for me, I never really took anything in that kind of light serious. Whenever I made jokes about, oh, this character must be a fetish, it was kind of a quick little snappy joke that you make whenever you're making a reaction, because you don't want to basically be re-uploading someone else's content. So you're grabbing onto anything you can to create jokes out of. And that was
well, yeah, you're trying to make content.
yeah, you're trying to make content, you're trying to make jokes, so you grab onto whatever you can. And I never once really thought that was the intention, and even if it was, I wouldn't care enough in that sense to to think anything about your personal character. But I definitely feel like I did see your response on the community stat poll, or the community page of your channel, I believe. And it seemed a little very emotional with that. And I think, to be honest, you in the first place did not owe anyone like an explanation into your character. I get that, it's a load of people were making jokes about the show, and yeah, it's okay to make jokes, but whenever someone's coming forward to criticize your character and start putting, these words against you, like, creepy, or calling you, saying you have a fetish or something, I didn't feel like you ever needed to really step forward, because at the end of the day, these people that make these claims about you don't really deserve to know, you know, an answer from you, because they don't know you personally, you know? It's
exactly.
These people watch the show, and yeah, you can make jokes about it, you know, I made jokes about it myself, but it's a thing of, me, I don't deserve to know, like, at the end of the day, what your character is, or who you are as a person, because I don't know you, and the people that watch your show don't know you. And what kind of worried me is, because whenever you came out as a response to it, I was like, okay, this is going to fuel it even more, because it seems that people online will get a joke confused, and will get one key word like fetish or something that they don't truly understand the meaning of, and will just run it into the ground. Because I've noticed with people, if they feel like they're doing the right thing by pointing out someone that they feel needs to be pointed out, they will do it no matter what, even if they don't understand the context of it. And a lot of the people that were saying these things about you, because was able to read some of the comments of people genuinely, you know, saying that you had these fetishes. It's a lot of things of, one, a lot of the people didn't understand the context because they heard it from a friend, from a friend, from a friend.
Right, it spreads through rumors.
Yeah, it's the internet. I've noticed, like,
yeah,
everyone gets into a group. It's like if, I'll use Taylor as an example from Inanimate Insanity, if you're aware of that whole drama.
I am.
A lot of the people that were actually against Taylor in the tweets and replies and stuff were cursing him out, but actually having no idea what the entire thing was about. And it's that group mentality of, this person needs to be called out because someone else said so I'm going to do it without thinking. And that is such a weird stage of the internet, because 90% of the people, I bet, that say, oh, you have this fetish or anything, don't really know what they're talking about, because they've seen other people say it, so why wouldn't they? You know what I mean?
I agree.
Oh, no, continue, sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna, like, respond to that before I lose any other thought.
Oh, go ahead.
You're right. Yeah. As soon as I even made that community post, I felt regret, because I felt like it was very unnecessary. I felt like, dude, it's only episode 1, just get over it. People are gonna make jokes, people are gonna say stuff, and jokes are fine. And sometimes it's really hard to tell if somebody is joking or not, but I can also tell very clearly that somebody going in a very long, deep essay about why Dolly sucks, clearly that wasn't a joke for purpose for a joke.
Yeah.
So, when I did make that community post, it was definitely unnecessary. Hell, even the stream that I did was a little unnecessary. You're right, there's people out there that just suck in general, and I just need to embrace it, sort of let the haters hate, and just keep going and keep doing what I do best, and making the rest of the people that do enjoy the show happy and entertained. Feel like they're there for a reason. And so, yeah, that was definitely unnecessary. I was also very emotional, because I was definitely reading through every single comment anywhere I could find, so I could gather up enough info for me to respond to. And, I am a person that doesn't like to be pushed down very easily. I can't be pushed down very easily. I'm very stubborn and very, very sassy, and like to retort very easily. I don't get bullied very easily either, and I just have such a tough shell now that I'm willing to speak out, and I'm willing to stand up for myself when I feel I need to stand up for myself, even if it is a little unnecessary, which it definitely is. Looking at the whole overall picture, you're right. The internet is absolute shit. There's people in groups that follow other groups that just hang on to whatever drama they can in their boring lives to spice it up a little bit. And, you know, the whole thing with Taylor, the whole thing with anything, it's just like, I know half these people are not actually educating themselves on the topic. They're just jumping off of other people's ideas. And that's why when I look at that stuff, I take it with a grain of salt, because I know there's a good majority in there that we're missing and we're just not picking up yet. Or hell, Inanimate Insanity is just not telling us because they want to keep it to themselves. But regardless, yes, people are going to form groups, listen to rumors, and pile up.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, when I make stuff like that, you're right. It does sort of just adds fuel to the fire. Not my intention, but definitely the intention of the unintentional thing that I'm doing by making responses.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of it did come from an emotional place. So a lot of it was me just internally screaming on a keyboard, whereas another part of me that I'm calmer and sort of like looking at the overall picture and realizing that it's not as bad as it looks, and just carrying on with my life regardless of what's going on the internet, regardless of who's saying what. I realize now that I can take a chill pill and take a step back and try to, you know, just move on and forget those who don't enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, then don't watch it. That's my only advice.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I still have a lot going on. I'm making episode 2. I just released one of its trailers. There's a lot going on still, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
That's good.
So,
you know, it's...
yeah, that's sort of my main response to that.
Oh yeah, like, I think, as I said before, the internet seems to... I was actually, funny enough, I was talking about this in therapy, about the internet's tribal response. It seems that the internet now has a thing of you either love something or you despise something. And that can also go to people as well. And I've noticed, you know, like something as mundane as, you know, a fetish or something, it can almost balance that, because some people will be like, well, you know, I don't like that, so I must hate them entirely. And we'll go on and start making these allegations against your character. Again, they don't deserve to, and you know, they don't know you, so they have no idea what they're talking about because they've only seen glimpses of you.
Exactly.
But it's a thing of... I honestly think a lot of it comes from insecurity, because you'll go online and you'll see that someone's now hated, and it's a kind of a thing of, well, crap, I don't want to be on their side, because then I don't want to be the bad guy, and if I go against them, then I could be the good guy. And it's that easy defense of hearing one thing of, the creator level up's a creep, and then everyone's like, oh, well, I don't want to be on the bad side of that, I better go against them. And that's where, like, the group mentality comes in, where 90% of the people that'll say these things genuinely have no idea why they're saying them, and they're just wanting to be on the right side of the argument.
Absolutely.
It's definitely something I've noticed so much online. Like, it's such a tribal response of either something's wonderful or something's horrible. And that can go, as I said, for people as well. Like, I use Taylor as a response, or as a example, because I don't really, I haven't kept up with the drama a lot, to be honest. But, you know, Taylor has went from one of the most beloved creators to one of the most hated overnight, and it shows that tribal thing of, I love Taylor today, next day, I despise them. There's no, you know, I guess they're in drama right now. Right,
because if you're for Taylor, you're suddenly the bad guy, so... Yeah,
that's, you know, if you have this, if you disagree with the minority, or the majority, of people, then you're the bad guy. And it comes down to a lot of, if the majority of people agree that this person's a creep, or something negative and you disagree with them, you could be siding with them. What are you hiding? Are you like them? And it comes off like, it's a bunch of people speculating that really don't know what they're doing and what they're saying because they speculated hearing from someone else that heard from someone else. And that's definitely the way that it's become. As I said with your responses, I think a lot of people do that as well as wanting to hear people's responses, because if you defend yourself, they can use that as they're just hiding something.
Right, they can look into it and twist words around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people can be absolutely evil when it comes to stuff like that. Especially when you want to try and make an honest statement about yourself that's definitely genuine and coming from the heart. People can still look at that and just be like, oh, well, you didn't do enough there, or you didn't apologize enough here, and still, antagonize you.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's really no escape from it. You kind of just have to say, haters gonna hate, and move on.
Mm-hmm. It definitely seems that the internet has become so expecting of someone, where they're kind of like, we expect an apology from you because we have decided what you've done is wrong. Even though, it has nothing to do with us personally, and I've never met you in real life, but I demand an apology from you. Oh, hold on, that's my actual food. My food's here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, just my food arrived at the door.
I understand. You gotta eat sometimes.
Yeah, I heard eating's quite good. If you don't eat it, you'll die, and that's not good for your health.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I definitely think that, that's just how the internet is. And if I had to give you any kind of advice, and it's something I've had to learn myself, is that the internet is a lot of smoke and gun. None of it really means anything. And a lot of people on the internet feel like they can expect a response from you, but at the end of the day, none of these people, you don't owe them anything whatsoever. You don't owe anyone an explanation or anyone a response, because at the end of the day, it's just going to feel it. And a lot of these people that say these horrible things and would make allegations against you would never even think about saying it in real life to your face.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
And
I totally agree.
Yeah, and that's why the internet is such a smoking gun, because you can have all these allegations against you, and you can have all this, you're just a creep, or you're just the worst person alive. And then you could turn off your phone, meet them in real life, and they'll just treat you like you're the best person ever.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny?
It is.
I know for a fact, if I were to ever do a face reveal and go to ObjectCon or whatever, people will be all over me. I mean, that would be nice, but let's say hypothetically, people will be all over me, and it's you fake ass bitches. I know what you said online.
Yeah.
Don't try to pretend.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm one person to see right through people's bullshit, and so yeah, what you say about the internet, 100% true. I've been a huge super fan of object shows. I've been watching object shows ever since fucking BFDI themselves was in their prime. First ever season ever, and I just been watching it ever since. From Inanimate Insanity to Object Overload, the list goes on. Brawl of the Objects, definitely one of my favorites. Always a classic.
Oh yeah, it is.
It was, I was growing up in a time where this type of sensitivity in today's society was not really all that present. You could say anything and get off scot-free, whereas now you can't say anything.
Yeah.
If you say one tiny little thing, if you breathe a atom of air, people are like all over your ass now, and you can't really maneuver like you used to back then on YouTube or any other site because of how new they are, and because of how new they were, and because of how simple everything was back then. And now, like, everybody has an opinion, and everybody has to force it on other people, and everybody's forming all these little war groups, and it's just toxicity.
Everyone
it's nothing but toxic, and I try my best to avoid it as much as possible. I don't care who's on the right, I don't care who's on the wrong. I just want to live my life, do what I want to do, make the entertainment that I want to make, however I want to make it, and just move on with my day. Because if I know I'm not doing anything illegal, then I'm okay.
Yeah,
plain and
of course.
simple.
Like, you know, like that's the thing of it. Like, everyone online seems to feel like they're Sherlock Holmes. On the edge of like exposing someone as like a monster or like some kind of criminal. Like, you know, you say one thing and everyone's like, what are they hiding? And they'll look into it so much. Like, it's something that has grown on the internet a lot now. I also feel like it's grown a lot in the object show community. I feel like everyone now is so more critical on everything, and I think that all started with BFB Split, to be honest with you.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree. I also feel like it's a younger generation of people now. I'm one of the older generation, so I know a lot of the older stuff about how object shows were and how they were made and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it's a lot of younger people now that have a major influence on not just the object show community, but like every community. Like, we're all getting older and younger generations are coming in, and I'm not trying to be mean, but factually they're not as mature and they're not as bright.
Oh no, they're kids, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I say that like just factually because that's just what I've been noticing. There's a lot of younger people. Not all, and not every one of them is bad. Of course not, but I noticed that it's a big majority in a lot of the mental state on how the whole community has sort of turned, and you can't really appreciate stuff like it used to be anymore. You have to be like getting with the times, and unfortunately part of those times is being an annoying little bitch online. It's sad. It's really sad. Like, honestly, it really is sad because I wasn't expecting so much backlash from the first fucking episode.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything really, because from what I saw in my own characters was nothing wrong. I just saw a regular ass cartoon character that looks very similar to other cartoon characters, i.e. on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or whatever. Mm-hmm. And granted, there are characters way worse on those cartoons. And I know those kids have grown up with those type of cartoons. So when you really compare and contrast, there's really not a whole lot of differences of what you like in Patrick Star versus what you don't like in Gummy Bear. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of silly at this point. And so, very recently, I've learned to take in consideration of the people that care versus the people that don't care, you know, and just try and relax and not worry about it so much.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The way I've gone through it is just, you know, for me, the internet is... I have such a different relationship with YouTube, because I've been doing YouTube since 2013 on different channels. And, you know, I have such a different relationship with it now, because I've gained a group of people, my friends, that I love dearly. And I care about what they have to say, and I care about their opinions. But anyone outside my family and my friends, you know what I mean, with that group, I don't care what they have to say, because I know who I am. And it's that self-confidence of, hey, these people, I don't deserve to. They don't deserve a response because they aren't part of my little group that I care about. And that's something I've had to, learn. And a lot of people, I definitely would recommend a lot of people do learn it, because I've seen people, like, after their first episode of their object show get bad reviews, and they're like, yep, just thrown in the towel, it's terrible, I could never do anything. And it's, it's down to accepting the criticism from the right people,
Exactly. 100% agree. And the thing you mentioned when it comes to self-confidence, I try to be confident taking criticism and not be overconfident, because overconfidence will hurt you.
Oh yeah.
But definitely have some bit of confidence, because you're right, there's a lot of awesome potential creators out there that really had a good thing going, and all it took was just a bunch of people to start shitting all over them, and suddenly game over, they're done, and it's sad. It's really sad. And I look at myself and I think, well, I'm not gonna go down that easy. It's gonna take a lot more. I need a lot more to do that kind of damage to me. I have my own problems in life as it is. I have my own problems of acceptance in life as it is. Very different person. So, trust me, anything comments like those are water up a duck's back at this point. I know I've been emotional in the past, but now in the current present, I look at it and I'm like, typical commenter, I'm just so over it. It's just a lot of fakeness, and you're right. If I ever see that person in real life, they're not going to be like that. I'm going to be absolutely happy with the person that shits on me on the internet and then shits on me when they see me face to face. I will love and respect that person because they're actually a genuine fucking person.
Yeah.
Keeping true to their morals, whereas the fake ass person that shits on you online and sees you in person and shakes your hand and says, "Oh, good job, by the way. I love every character." Don't fucking bullshit me, because I know you were trying to keep a crowd or whatever through despising me. And if you despise me, and that's whatever. And that's another thing too. I don't care if you hate me or not. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna keep going. I am in college right now for animation and design, and I plan to stick to that. And part of that is the object show I'm making. That's a very good resume for my college in the future, and I want this to be one of the best object shows I can make it be. I want it to be popular. I want it to be right up there with the big ones, because I care very near and dear to object shows. I've been caring my whole freaking life, ever since I started watching back in 2014. I've always just been caring nonstop, and I have a lot of love and determination still left in me that I will definitely burn onto paper and to digital. And with this show, I really, really just give me time, and I definitely will make it something that a lot of people are going to enjoy. A lot of people enjoy it as it is, but a lot more people are going to enjoy. And I really respect reality TV and game shows in general, and that's something that I really wanted to implement in this show in particular, because there's a lot of shows out there that viewer vote and have characters that form literal public alliances in front of the whole cast. But this show is literally like watching an episode of Big Brother or another show like Survivor on reality TV or The Challenge. There's secret alliances, there's backstabbing, there's major 100 IQ gameplay, there's tough competition, a really entertaining and great host. That's the show I want to make in an object show. And that's something I don't see very much, and so that's something I definitely want to expand. But anyway, that's probably for another question.
But no,
that's sort of my main response to all of that in that particular topic, wrapped up in a nice little bow.
But no, I'm so happy I was able to actually listen to that, because I love hearing someone that is genuinely passionate about their craft talk about it. And with you, I can definitely tell that you've definitely got a future in it, and I would love to see what you have, created in like 10, 20 years, when everything's gotten better and better and better and better. And I love listening to people that are genuinely passionate about what they are creating and what they're putting out there, because there's a big difference between someone that's just throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks, to someone that just puts all their soul into something. And I can tell you definitely do put everything into your content, and I love hearing you talk about that. So I definitely appreciate the rant there.
Thank you. I really appreciate being heard about this type of subject. I really appreciate it, because you're right, I've been pouring my whole damn soul into this type of shit. It doesn't even stop at YouTube. I've been doing this literally my whole life, ever since I've gotten sight of reality TV and understood it, which my first ever show is Whole Drama Island. I've just started going from there. I've been making Mario characters into contestants on an island, and this was all like just in paper comic form, and I would show these comics around my school and people would read them.
Aww.
And then it became an object comic. I've made an object show comic, and people read the comic and then voted on the back of the comic. And that was sort of the viewer voting at the time.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. It's just, that's my starting grounds right there. That's the real deal. That's like real determination. Like, I wanted a YouTube so freaking bad, and getting a YouTube was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I've never felt so much happier than to actually bring these effing characters to life and show people on the outside in hundreds of numbers, which is surprising still, to, just really expand on them and really make them part of the OSC and stand up there with Bubble and Blocky, you know what I mean? Like,
and Book, the best
love
character.
And yeah, I just love I just like these characters, and I like what I can do, and it doesn't even stop there. Like, I love video game sprite animation. I've been working on that a little bit. Like, there's a lot to me that still has yet to come out, and object shows, it doesn't even start from there. Like, yes, this object show is definitely like one of my biggest peaks, but I got a lot of potential for a lot of things, and so there's a lot that has yet to be put on the canvas, sort of say. So I'm curious, is there like any other questions, or is this like is there a list of questions, or
are we
just like
I'm very unprepared, but I think we're gonna wrap that up. I do want to say thank you so much. I loved being able to hear you talk about this, because you're genuinely super passionate about it, and I love hearing someone go on this passionate rant about something that they're so influenced in, and something they've been doing for a long time as much as you. I can't wait to see what you have in the future to create. It was genuinely an honor talking to you, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And everyone watching, go subscribe. Link is in the description. Is there anything you want to shout out?
No, I'm pretty unprepared.
Unprepared.
I will say though, shout out to Liv Rose, my bestest friend. She's back on YouTube and back doing stuff, so if y'all want to go subscribe to her and contribute to her, that'd be amazing. If not, my other shout out is the Universe book, and
well, who's
that's
that
pretty
loser?
much it for me.
Universe book. Ew, who's that loser? Anyway.
I know, it's actually made Friday.
I know, right? What a copycat. Anyway, it was good talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.